The views and opinions of the host and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
The aftermath of every social revolution brings about change. Cultural norms and landmarks shift as our minds and hearts expand beyond the familiar. To everything, there is a season and a time to every purpose in the land of the living. This is our time to renew, revive, and restore the hope lost to the busyness of life. This is our time to dig again and rebuild from the storms of our past on a solid footing that holds. Welcome to The Foundation.
The Foundation.
The Foundation with Hearts Grant is brought to you by Alive, Bahamas Welding and Fire, One for Bones, Burger King, Commonwealth Bank, ESC Distributors Limited, Grand Bahama News, the Ministry of Public Service, Popeyes, Prince Masters, and Ron's Electric Motors.
The Foundation. The Foundation. Foundation. The Foundation. The Foundation. The Foundation.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. 96.9 FM radio. Howard Grant in your company. The Foundation live and in full effect on this beautiful, absolutely gorgeous Thursday afternoon out here, October 31st. I hope you guys are good out there, man. Hope everything is good with you and your family. Hope all is well. Got to shout out my good, decent people over at AFS Insurance Agents and Brokers. Make sure you go and check them out. They're located number 407 Blue Hill Road South. They got everything laid out for you. If you go there, sort of in the spirit of looking for something to do as it relates to your insurance, and you want to be able to do something commercials, residential, I always, you could be able to do that. You could do that personal. If you want to be able to get your insurance for your SDs, your taxis, your liveries, all those things, they got stuff that is in-house financing. Man, you can't beat that thing, man. Talk to me. You come there broke, my God, you still Jesus. Go down there, check out my guy, man, Aspic Bo or Mr. Richardson down there, number 407 Blue Hill Road South. Give him a shout. 341-1AFS, 341-1AFS. They got everything laid out. Make sure you check out the newspaper. Today is Thursday. And on this Thursday, you can be able to see right there in the obituary section, thick and laid out, man, Daryl Miller live. He's going to be, they're going to be putting him down. They're putting him down right now in style and class and with all the bells and whistles. I think they're right there at BFM. A lot of persons actually indicated that they're there. I see that ZNS is doing something live. We got to be able to pay homage to him, and also as a tribute in the papers for Phil Galanis. There's a whole entire page there about Phil Galanis from HBL Bahamas. They got everything there, just being able to talk about it. And his contribution, he was an extraordinary man. Extraordinary. Both he and Daryl Miller have made significant contributions to the country. And, it does something to me when we continue to be able to talk about death. So I'm just hoping that you guys are good. And my heart is broken again this morning. I had an opportunity to kind of just flip through the paper. And my classmate, my God, Marquisa Hanna, my God, my classmate out of 8 Mohawk High School. Yesterday, I just saw a card of thanks just walking through the editor's room. Saw a card of thanks to another classmate of mine, Petra. I see, is that Petra? Oh my God. So I call, I'm the class president at 8 Mohawk High School. So I called my vice president and the secretary trying to figure out why y'all didn't call me and tell me what's happening bad. Because sometimes she's so wrapped up in these things. So I want to say condolences to those families. Condolences to all those persons who are dealing with, a loved one transitioning. Condolences to the family of my good friend, Alan Bobo Pratt, for all that we would have heard about the two brothers-in-laws the other day. There's a lot of things that's happening in this country, guys. I hope that you're calm. Ms. Yang said, take Rishi for that. If you have this kind of an imbalance in your psyche, in your mind, take Rishi for that, just to be able to bring calm to yourself. And I hope you do some meditation and prayer and preparation to do that stuff. But if you're dealing with anything like that, if you're dealing with love loved ones transitioning, if you're dealing with those things and you're responsible for trying to be able to ensure that you can take care of them as it relates to being able to put them down with style, with class, with the character, and possess the character that they've carried in life, I always tell you, go and check out my good, decent people over at Butler's Funeral Homes and Crematorium. They're located on Ernest and York Street, right there on the southern side of the Potter's Key Dock, right behind the Pink Plaza, right there on the southern side there. Butler's Funeral Homes and Crematorium, right there in Ernest and York Street. They can be able to assist you and help you with this transition. This is a very difficult time for a lot of persons. So if you need persons to be able to help you through this, who've done this for a very long time, who understands tradition, how to respect the transitioning of a body, I want you to go and check them out. Butler's Funeral Homes and Crematorium. And definitely, I got to be able to shout out my good, decent people from Odd Construction, man, the future of construction, MST, Rebar, MST, Fiber, Reinforcement, Polymers, the FRP. This is the modern construction and all the information. I tell you, man, Avery Lightbone has been pushing this hard. He has been really trying to be able to change the culture and let persons know that there are options, sustainable options, options for growth and development, options to be able to move us in a different direction. And I always like to let you know that they're available. You can go check them out at frpbahamas.com, frpbahamas.com, and I can give you the number 822-9527, 822-9527, or you can hit them up at 603-4506. In the studio with us today is none other than Avery Lightbone, just to talk to us about this Odd Construction from Odd Development right here with the MST Bar. I am grateful for the opportunity to talk to you, my brother. Say good afternoon to the people out there.
Good afternoon, Howard. Good afternoon, Bahamas. Just like to thank God for allowing us to be here another day. Some people didn't make it.
They didn't make it.
We could see it in the papers you had
Papers
there.
tick.
And so I just want to say thank the Almighty.
My God, we're here.
Yeah, we are here and full health and strength, you know.
Yes.
There are some people who are not doing as well.
Yeah.
So I just thank God for that. Thank God for the wife and the family who keep encouraging me.
Praise God.
And most of all, the people who support us in our endeavors. Howard, it's going great. The business is picking up. Definitely an uptick coming into the end of this year with people trying to finalize their construction projects or some of those New Year's resolutions that they had at the beginning of the year. They want to finish up with whether they want to build on or add on or new builds, starting construction or completing some projects. We've had a lot of uptick on the Family Islands, especially Eleuthera, Exuma definitely. I like to hail them up. Great Harbor Key in the Bimini, all of the
So
keys.
you moving throughout the Bahamas.
Yeah. The word is getting out. The word is getting out, and we want to make sure.
I just saw an advertisement, new logo and everything like that on, was it Facebook or Instagram?
on Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook,
Maybe Facebook
Instagram.
and Instagram. Yeah, well, I mean, as it gets better, you tend to figure your brand. You know, you're keeping the brand of what it is, but you have to make it look different, because if the same thing comes and looks monotonous, I know you asked me why I have on shades. That's because the future looking bright for the Bahamas.
You got shades
Yeah,
on
sorry, I
inside.
forget it. I forgot.
I'm not gonna fight you.
Yeah, so it's looking very bright, but we have a number of persons who are. And when you see those logos and stuff like that, we try to keep it fresh and keep it new. So it's the same name and everything on it, but we brighten it up with different colors and stuff like that. So I mean, the people in branding, they're giving me advice. I don't do that myself, you know. So I just follow their lead because they're the experts in that. I just want to sell and get the information out there. But moreover, what I want to do with the information and the education is to make sure this is our sweetheart moment with this product, you know, where people are testing it out, people are getting into it, or let me call it not sweetheart, but honeymoon. Let me call it a honeymoon, because sweetheart could be offensive to people, right? But there's a honeymoon experience going on where everybody's excited about it, and people are also looking for other ways to get it in, because I mean, it is going fast. There are some things that we have to wait for, because we had 2 hurricanes and then we had a strike, so all of that delayed some of my orders. So these are the things that you have to understand in business: understanding your numbers, understanding the delays, and being able to relay that information to your clients and your customers for them to feel comfortable, just to hold them. And then if you continue to I'd encourage any entrepreneur. It's going to be difficult if you're not a household brand in there and ingrained in society already. If you're just starting out, as a fraud, if you can't supply, or as a joker, if you can't supply, especially in this market, it's very impatient. Everybody wants microwave situations and solutions. But there are companies that if they don't have it, they have to order a part. I had to wait for a part, 3 weeks or so, maybe 4 weeks, almost a month for my truck.
For your truck. So
Yeah.
where does the rebar come from? Out of Canada?
It's manufactured in Canada. MST Bar is the number one provider of fiber reinforcement polymers in this side of the world.
So in the event that we decide to do something with you, how long is the wait process before we can be able to see that on the ground for us?
The longest wait you will have without any acts of nature, you're looking at direct from Canada to here, I would say 20 working days, which will run you into a month. Probably 3 weeks to a month, right? And then if it's coming from Florida, smaller order, of course, that's my container that comes direct. And direct, less hands it touch, the better it is I can give pricing. But if persons want to expedite something quickly, then obviously I have to put stuff on the trucks. They drive down through North America, come down into Florida, and then that's about a 2 week, 15 day max.
Has the strike actually held up anything for you, or were you still productive throughout the time?
I was still productive because I had inventory on the ground, but you have to make sure that you have enough at least to give to that person, to this person. But I haven't had good success limiting persons with their product. They want everything and they want it now. You know what I mean? So what we're trying to do is scale up a bit with more inventory. Try to get those containers direct, but in the meantime, be able to supply those orders where people are trying to finish projects by bringing it through. And then what they have to expect is that we have to associate all the costs that are involved, because the more hands it touch, the more legs it go, the more you can see that price getting up and up. We've been able to manage it because again, once the product reaches to us, we can manage our profits. And I'm very big on people affording this, the least to the most. I mean, when I say that, I mean you don't have to break the bank in order to afford these products. They're right on margin with the market of reinforcement, rebar. And we're able to maintain that as much as we can. But there's definitely logistics that would cause price to be adjusted.
Yeah.
And that's what we experience.
So talk to me about that. Do you have anything going on leading up to the Christmas time? Like, so making decisions, they are determining that, all right, the next steps that we take, we want to be able to do this, we want to do this. Honey, we wanted to be able to get that driveway poured, or we wanted to do this extra thing in the back there. Do you have anything available for those persons who are looking to do something by the end of this year?
Well, absolutely. Well, it's going to be after Thanksgiving, because then we have a stock coming in. Again, prices, it depends on how urgent you need this, right? And some people, they don't mind paying the price because they say, man, if I could spend $2 more and I don't have to address this situation anymore.
future.
Yeah, in the future, then I'm good. You know what I mean? If I have to pay $5 more. Some people say, but if I pay $10 more, this is what I want. So they're understanding the value that they're putting. Not only that, they're looking at timelines. So we're looking at after Thanksgiving, we should have enough stock to be able to put those major discounts in. But as persons come, especially first-time buyers, we normally try to give them something so that they can come back. And
I like that.
And the crazy part about it is they probably will never come back, because if you have a homeowner now who's not in the construction business, they're just going to build one home. They're also looking for the deals. I ain't gonna see them no more. That's why it's imperative that we try to maximize even our little profits to continue business and to continue to scale this for the different islands. We need to have enough on the island. So as we can scale it to the different islands by creating an opportunity for those persons who are the local providers of construction material on each of the islands, starting with the major islands. And we're seeking them out because we want
I was
them
just
to,
about to ask you that.
we want them to make money too, and we could pass off some of the savings to them. They can get good deals on it, but there'll be requirements, and we could sign up a resellers contract with them and supply them. Because if I could put more arms out there and they making money, I think it'll benefit us as a whole.
How's your
and get it
marketing
out there.
Grand Bahama?
We have a client in Grand Bahama right now. It's not a lot of purchases, but up as interest, we have a lot of questions coming from Grand Bahama, but we have a container that'll be landing in Grand Bahama for a special client, and I thank them for waiting because they were the ones that were specifically impacted by the strike and the hurricanes. They were impacted. And so our logistics on that has been behind. But I just want them to know that I appreciate them for being so patient. I am thankful for their business, and we're going to make it work. And we talk with them. Like I said, it's communication. We talk with them and let them know the situation and where things are. So
I'm glad to hear that.
yeah.
Well, I want to take this commercial break, but when I get back, I want to talk to you about some major projects on whether or not you're moving into certain spheres. I know that but all those persons whose ears are kind of peaked and looking for opportunities. We see that the government is forging relationships. They're building this, they're building that, and trying to move forward. So I want to know whether or not this is a viable product that you have for the commercial stand. So let me take this quick break, guys. When we get back, we're going to be talking with none other than Avery Lightbourne. He's going to tell us all about the MST bar. Quick break. Be right back after this.
Foundation.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
It's time to upgrade the way you enjoy at-home entertainment. Alive Fiber is here. Enjoy all your favorite channels and streaming apps, all at lightning-fast internet speeds with affordable bundles, and it's only a click away. Visit www.alivefiber.com to sign up now. Stay connected, live your life. It's good.
Foundation. Foundation. The foundation. The foundation. Foundation.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, 96.9 FM radio. Howard Grant in your company, the Foundation, 96.9 FM radio. Guys, listen, this is Small Business Thursday. You know what we do on a Thursday, so we're looking to be able to have these conversations. Today, we're sitting with none other than my very good friend, Avery Lightbourne, all the way from Art Development, talking to us about the MST bar and being able to do that. Now, when we left, you always give us this sort of this concept and idea of what you can do from a residential standpoint, the preservation of a one-time investment, this sort of an idea of ensuring that in 20 years from now, you don't have to go back to an investment that you made quick, fast, and in a hurry just to be able to see a structure come out of the ground. But if you make this investment now, in 20 years, 15 years, you won't be able to have that issue with a swelling bell course or this, that, and the other. You could see there ain't gonna be no cracks, there ain't gonna be this as a result of the rebar that you use. Now talk to me. From a commercial standpoint, we're seeing relationships happen. We're seeing the government of the Bahamas forge PPPs. We're seeing conversations about airports being open and developed. We're looking at the family violence. We're looking at local development here. We're seeing so much things happen, and we want to know whether or not you have been considered. I just want to be decent. Have you been considered, or have you present yourself in a manner to say these products can work superior in this particular space if you give us a try?
Well, I would have talked to many of the engineers, of course, the Ministry of Works. A number of them were to my seminars. I told you that I held 2003 in the summer. And
2023.
2023, sorry, in the summer. And so they are aware of these products. These products are, again, they had to be tested. So over time, the engineers would know about it. As far as being engaged directly at any level with government, no, I haven't had that conversation as yet. And I'll be waiting. I hope that they see fit that, especially with the climate change talks that are going on in our country and throughout the world, that they would see these products as viable because they are green. They've been tested. and they have been tried. And so, commercial or residential, it's a sure bet because the product does what it does. It's an alternative for the now with rebar, right? And as far as going to every level bar joist and all that stuff, that's in time. But standard for commercial going up with regular rebar, bar none, I can facilitate any level of structure where they're using the steel rebar versus the fiberglass rebar. So I would encourage them to take a chance. When you start it, you'll never go back. What we also want to do is protect the market. This industry is being very, very protected and scrutinized. We have the number one bent bar stirrup maker in the world. Nobody else could make the stirrups. You go all over the United States and Canada, you'll find that MST Bar is the number one in stirrup making, and the testing around their bar is bar none. They do everything in the factory, so no bar comes out of that factory without being tested. So you have the engineers who are voting members on the ACI and ASTM boards, who Dr. Nani, the big researchers and the doctors of engineering in the world, who put these codes together that we follow. I mean, we follow these codes. We don't make the codes. We explore and find the best codes and use those codes for our climate. So it's just up to them to do the research. I gave them enough information and direction and path. Some of them knew it already. And it's just showing it now that it's actually, and they just have to execute. So if you're concerned about climate change, you're concerned about your investment in the country, you're concerned about not putting a bunch of money in the same structure every 5 years. I mean, there's other ways we can give people contracts and work in this country. I mean, like, let's go and do something that is long lasting. And let's be careful with it, because you have, like I said, this is the honeymoon period where a lot of other persons are seeing it, and now they say they're trying to find it. They're trying to find, trying to find it. And so you may find some manufacturers out of China, but at this point, because this and I'm not knocking China, I just don't think we get the best products that China has to offer. I think in my research, they keep a lot of it in China, and we get a lot of the other stuff. But when you look at the commute from the rebar that we're using, from wherever it comes from, whether it's Domrep, whether it's Cuba, whether it's China, you find that these products are inferior to what we have right here on the island and have access to. So I would say take the challenge, and also make sure that you're not getting an inferior product with somebody who's just guessing. There are a lot of persons got into this business now of fiber reinforcement, and I had a company that dismantled, because when a $1.3 trillion infrastructure bill was passed and the U.S. was going towards fiber in all of their structures now, because they want the longevity, they see where corrosion is off in America, so they have to start replacing it with the fiber. We find that a lot of people are broken up. So the engineers who would have come up together to formulate certain fiber rebars, they all broke up and start their own little patenting wars going on. So that was my experience directly, patenting wars going on, looking for a supplier. And I did my research, found MST Bar, created a relationship, brought them down, brought the third-party companies that is not affiliated with MST Bar down, who recommended that MST Bar is a certified bar. So there's certain stamps. You got ACI, ASTM, ICCE. You have all of these bodies that govern our building code here in the Bahamas, and our ministry is aware of them. Our engineers are aware of them, and I'm aware of them, and I go and I verify by calling in the experts. So verify the bars before you let them into the country, and then we have a situation where it takes us back, and we're not going back.
But I as I look at this, I know that we, since 2012, the country has taken on this kind of position to really speak of and move in the direction of conservation. And whilst I hear the language, I would assume, just based upon sort of the precedent that's been set, I would assume, and really I would like to believe, that it's encouraged throughout all, or disseminated, this idea of conservation is disseminated throughout all sectors of government.
Well,
I would think. This is just how.
Well, I'm hoping so. Okay, so I mentioned before, MRI facilities, anything that has X-rays or whatever, these products have been tried and tested, right? The research is there.
And so for the hospital, we're coming. I like what you did there.
Well, lay down in my hometown now. I see
Palmetto
groundbreaking.
Point.
I'd like to participate in that.
Okay.
I would love to participate in that. Being a hometown boy, I would like my bars in that project. I don't have to get the whole project. There's some things that I probably can't facilitate, but when it comes to the rebar and the direction we're going as a country and all of the things that I've shown and verified for the country, I think that give me a piece of the pie. I don't need all of it.
I like
1% of something is way better than 100% of nothing. And I think if they bring me to the table to talk about it, get the persons who do know. So I definitely would like a seat at that table, at every table that is doing construction, just like everyone else. But what I would also like to do is I'd like to thank the Contractors Association, Chairman Mr. Leonard Sands and his assistant Debbie Deal, his partner Debbie Deal, that are promoting this show. Nailed It, right? That's coming on later on. And they have been advocates and really behind me, but they didn't just let me come in to talk about this thing. They verified themselves, right? From the Contractors Association, they verified it themselves because I was having deep talks with Mr. Sands. He didn't just let me come there because he was excited about it. I had to challenge him and say, look, here's the data, here's the information, here's the pricing. And he challenged me on every level before I could sit down or in the meeting or have a presentation for association members and persons that he had at the meetings. And now I became a member. I'm very interested in what they're doing in this country as far as the legislation. I would advise all contractors to start to read it, the legislation that they're putting forward, because it's going to benefit you to bring your level up. You can't have persons coming in and say, I'm a contractor, without any kind, and really, because they know how to mimic something that they probably like. I'm not saying that you can't learn a trade, right? But if you're talking about liability, yesterday the meeting was great. They were talking about liability on a job and how to keep your job safe. I could tell you I go to some construction jobs to deliver, and I can't tell you who are the workers. Simple as vests, hard hats, or shades of glass, whatever. Like, we need to protect. And so I applaud them. I applaud them for what they're doing. I applaud them
setting
for
a standard.
Yes, and jumping on board this, because the more people that practice setting standards and maintaining the standards, we're gonna have a better future when it comes to construction in this country.
That's where professionalism is. That's what you want.
Yeah, and
you want that.
And I applaud them for doing it. So I'd encourage everybody to listen up at 6:30 this evening. Listen to the show and call in and give your remarks and comments. But we have rebar on the ground. We have some more coming. I just want people, like I said, to be patient. It's moving fast. It's moving very fast. We are looking for persons on the Family Islands, like I said. It eased up my workload from logistically. And I think that they'll be able to make some money too.
So there are persons out there who are listening to you right now who'd like to be able to. They got a little space. They're on the side of the road, on the main highway, so forth and so on. They could create a steel yard or whatever the case may be for you. How do they get in contact with you? How do they reach out to you? What do they need to do so they can be able to become a distributor for you?
Okay, well, you can reach the office at 603-4506, 603-4506. You can WhatsApp or call us on mobile, 822-9527, 822-9527. And you can also reach me on my cell. Shoot me a text. If I don't answer, I'll get back to you, 557-5814, 557-5814. But I encourage you to do your research. There are some criterias. We're looking at the persons who are already on the island doing this stuff, supplying building materials for the island. They're the persons that we're looking at, first of all, to get involved with the business. It's easier. People know where they are. We are located in the Dugard Plaza office, located in the Dugard Plaza, Palmdale, right in the rear of McDonald's upstairs. You can find us. If you want to see the product, we have a lay-down yard, right, where we have the shed and where we make up our columns and everything. You can come and plug and play with your columns, like Crawl Street. Now, this is in the back where where BAM is, on that back road, Churchill subdivision. Mm-hmm. That's that back road where a big church in the back there It's off the highway. It's in the back of Virgo and down the hill, but
Okay,
you
I
have
know
to
you're
come
talking
around the
about.
back
I know you're
side.
talking about,
Yeah, man. So they
know
can
you're
come and
talking
check it out. People like to come and see the products. Like I said, I have had engagement from persons in the Ministry of Works that are interested in seeing the product and what it is. There are persons doing personal projects that have come and seen what it is. They know what it is. It's available. Be careful of all the stuff that you see out there. Do the research on it. There are more different people interested in the business. I know I can't supply the whole Bahamas. I ain't trying to.
No.
But, well, I trying to, but... but there's partnerships, and that's where we have to understand how to feed the need and be able to allow other people to benefit. And I have no problem with sharing. That's my God-given gift.
I like
to
this.
give.
I like this. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're thinking conservation, if you're thinking about being able to move in a particular direction to ensure that in years to come, whether or not you're a contractor, whether or not you are a homeowner, or you're seeking to be a homeowner, and you're really thinking about those steps that you can take to ensure that you can have sustainability well into the future, you want to be guys over at Art Development. And this is truly the future of construction, MST Bar. All the information's there. Make sure you check them out now. I want you to give you the numbers and the email and everything so you can be able to hit them up. This is for the fiber reinforcement polymers. Again, they're in the Dugard Plaza, right there on the side of McDonald's in Palmdale. You can be able to see that. The numbers, you can get them out at 603-9506.
No.
4?
No,
Is it
60345.
45. I write this bot. I write this bot. I write this bot. It's 45, right? Forgive me. 603-4506, right?
Yeah.
822-9527. 822-9527. Hit him up on the cell phone. He'll be able to get back to you if he doesn't answer right away. 557-5814. You can be able to check all the information out. Check them out online, frpbahamas.com, frpbahamas.com, or you can hit them up at artbahamas@gmail.com, artbahamas@gmail.com. My brother, I want to thank you. Because your vision is strong.
Yep.
Your vision is strong.
I appreciate it.
And though it tarry, let's get preachy something, all right? Hey! Make sure you can get it, man. Guys, I want you to be a part of this. I want you to be able to move with the future of conservation, growth, and development, and understanding that even though we're a little small island nation, that we all have a responsibility to and make our carbon footprint smaller.
Absolutely.
And ensure that we're in a kind of a position where we see sustainability well into the future. Avery, I thank you, my brother. Thank you so much for being able to sit here with us.
Thank you, Howard. Climate change is real. Let's get on board.
Yes.
Yeah.
Guys, quick break. Gonna be right back after this.
Foundation.
Fast, reliable, and impactful printing services, look no further. Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life. We stand by our quality products that is second to none. Our affordable pricing and friendly, efficient staff makes Printmasters the ultimate choice for all your printing needs. We can deliver any type of printing services, from banners to booklets to business cards. You name it, we can print it.
Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
The Grand Bahama News is available every Tuesday in the Nassau Guardian. You can buy your local paper at Freeport convenience stores, Western Bakery, DeGregory's Fine Foods, and Bellevue Gifts. Now is the time to reach your Grand Bahama market with affordable packages, including print and digital. Call GB News sales representative Kavandre at 822-6717 or message him on WhatsApp for ad rates. Classified ads are now available every Tuesday as well. Keep up with everything Grand Bahamian every Tuesday in the Nassau Guardian.
Foundation. Foundation. The foundation. The foundation. Foundation.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, 96.9 FM radio. Howard Grant in your company. I had a couple people come in. I got my very good friend. He's going to be joining me at 1 o'clock today to talk about an event that he's having. I know a lot of persons are seeing, they're talking about Hallelujah Night, not Halloween, but Hallelujah Night. And so we're going to be able to have some conversations at 1 o'clock about that. And I was waiting to be able to hear about a few things. So next week, I know that we're going to have a full house next week, guys. If you want to be able to get in, please do so. Give me a call at 827-0111, 827-0111. We can find out more information about that and see exactly what's happening as it relates to being able to book you for next week. Like I said, listen, man. In these next few minutes, just before we can be able to take the commercial break, I just want to talk to you. I feel like my heart has been heavy for the past 2 days. Beyond the death that we have, I think as I've been able to kind of continue to ask the question about the significance of life, our contribution and what we're doing. If we're just pursuing these things for ourselves or whether or not there's a greater goal in being able to do this. Have we forgotten some stuff? You know, is my efforts in vain? Because of the ridicule associated with it because I'm doing something new. This is a lot, man. I just want to be honest with you. This is a lot. I've always tried to present myself in this posture, in this position. I've always, even when I sat with Juan McCartney, I've always seek to present myself as a gentleman and a statesman, and always genuflect to your thoughts, ideas, and never just kind of, dismiss you. But if I have a particular train of thought, I'd like to be able to explain to you that this is where we are. I think my most recent series has really troubled the water and the emotion of a great deal of people. Politicians also. I just want to be honest with you. I wouldn't say who. But listen, I didn't do that, man. I keep trying to tell you, I'm not sitting here trying to be able to grade you like your 6th grade teacher. That's not what I'm doing. We only amalgamated your information. I don't think persons understand the technology that we're using. I don't think persons understand the AI technology that we're using. We're using artificial technology. We're using a new concept, an idea to move towards the future. We're incorporating these sort of ideas of futuristic goals into what we do locally. And that's rubbing a lot of people the wrong way. I mean, what you want me to lie to you for? I didn't. Listen, if you didn't get participation in the survey, if the people who participated in the survey, despite the fact that how many persons participated in the survey, you got poor grades. If we amalgamated the information and we combine that with your survey, and the grade that was spit out for you is a low grade, that ain't got nothing to do with me. I could lie for you all day, but in 2026, God spare our lives, your fate is sealed. Your fate is sealed. Now, I don't understand this kind of a posture and position to believe that I'm seeking to pull down the government of the Bahamas. I reject this entirely. In fact, every political organization, the top brass of those organizations, top tier of those organizations, has done fairly well. The Prime Minister, despite the fact that we didn't get a survey, no one took the survey in Cat Island, the Prime Minister was able to amass a B+ for what he's doing locally, for what he's doing internationally. And, you know, some people would be indifferent with that and they want to give him a different grade. Hey, listen, do your grading and exclude AI. But I guarantee you that you're going to be able to have the exact same thing. Persons are going to call you and question you because they don't want their man getting a low grade. Or if it ain't their man, they don't want him getting a high grade. That's just what it is. You just can't satisfy everyone. You can't. And I'm not out here trying to satisfy everyone. That's exhausting. I don't have the time. At least I want to get to the honesty of a conversation. And if you would afford me that, this kind of an opportunity to be able to be open with you and say these things, I believe that we can find a true sense of growth. If you would afford me an opportunity to be able to scrutinize your member of parliament without you getting in your feelings, and you could honestly and truly, after you take off your cloak of FNM or your cloak of PLP and say, yeah, Howard, this person has done well, or yeah, Howard, this person is lousy. Don't fight me, man. I only been trying to be decent with you since I come on this radio. Don't fight me, man. Historically, I've been in meetings with men who've been in this particular stead and space for years. some decades, and they keep telling me to be hard. Howard, you gotta be more serious. You gotta cut people off. You gotta tell them they stupid. This is what the advice that men give me. Oh man, Howard, you got to. But that is not how I want to have this conversation with you. I feel like you know if you're stupid or smart. And I don't have to tell you that. I feel as you open your mouth and I engage you in conversation, those that are listening in can judge you. And I really do feel like if you don't know, let's have a conversation about education. If you don't know, if you don't understand, let's have a conversation about education. I gave you enough information that you can go and find out more about ChatGPT. Just go to your Google, find out more about ChatGPT. Tell me more about ChatGPT. What is ChatGPT? What is artificial technology? What is this? What is that? What is that? But you fight me. And that's how I know that we're having a difficulty with understanding that we're moving as a country, that the world is moving with technology and technological advances. I just want to be decent today. Technological advances. I just want to be decent today. I try to because I'm heavy, man. I got more texts. I got more this and that. How would buy this, man? This and that. I don't know. Unprovoked. I promise you. I don't bother with nobody. I promise you. I don't bother with no one. Unprovoked. Simply because I seek to do my job and analyze whether or not members of parliament are doing theirs. Some of them have, some of them have not. How I could pull down the PLP, I give Fred Mitchell an A. Or ChatGPT give Fred Mitchell an A. How? How I could pull down the PLP, Chester Cooper get an A. The Prime Minister get a B+. Leslie Miller did well. Joe Beth did well. Come on, talk to me. How I could be pulling down the thing? You think these are people that I like? Oh, I know them personally. Listen, man. This is so discouraging. You all have no idea. The weight. Just to be able to bring a different perspective into this particular space, I got to get cuss. All right, I will be John the Baptist and take the cussing. I will. But I'm hoping that other persons I'm hoping that other persons in different media outlets, I'm hoping that other hosts understand that there's a technology that we can use, that what I would have done probably would have been a 15-person team. I did it myself. This would have been a 15-person team. All you have to do is amass the information, pop it into your stuff. You could do all of that. If you want to know more about ChatGPT, you could call me. I could tell you how to be able to do this, how to work it, and what to be able to get. We could talk about prompts. We could talk about all these things, and I could help prepare you in taking those steps if you wish. I've done that. And you can do that also. This is not something that we're trying to keep to our chest. This is something that the world is moving towards. The entire world is moving towards this. Okay? They're incorporating this in all avenues. They're putting this in your new cell phones, this technology. They're putting this in Facebook, this technology. They're going to put this in Instagram, in all these elements that we use on a day-to-day basis, all these programs that we've become accustomed to, whether it's Excel, whether it's Microsoft Word, it doesn't matter. They're putting these elements in your technology. We can't be afraid of the future. And because we don't understand the future, it's easier to cuss the fella out who's talking about it. That is bananas to me. It's bananas to me. It's deplorable. Anyone who send an imp, anyone who send your minion to be able to denigrate a process that is going to this country in cooperation, the potential of PPPs, the development of proposals, the ideas of business plans, how we could be able to fortify these things. Come on, man. Anyone who sends a minion to denigrate an individual simply because we engage something that can tell us the future is bananas. It's bananas. Praise God. I'm not going to fight y'all, though. Thank you all so very kindly. I want to be able to take this break. Let me see if I can read a couple of these texts before we get out of here. If you want to call in these last few minutes, you could do so. 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Anywhere from the Family Violence, 242-300, 5720. Hit me up, 422-4796. This message is for your guests. Many are speaking on climate change, but this same climate change, if the plans goes according to what's been put in place, will lead to the majority of cry from the disillusion that was advocated for. This message cannot be understood now. It definitely can't be understood now. But time will bring a heavy regret. Oh, okay. I'm not gonna fight you. I guess I'll just save your message. I'm going to do that, guys. Guys, when we get back, I'm hoping that we're going to be able to talk to my good friend, Ambassador Devin Roll, to find out a couple of things that they're going to be doing tonight, October 31st, as we get into a couple of things, and hopefully, Hallelujah Night, identify a few things, and really being able to charge as opposed to being able to move and meander with the same old. Let's take this quick commercial break, guys, get to news, and be right back after this.
Foundation. Foundation. The foundation. The foundation. Foundation. The foundation.
The Foundation with Howard Grant. We'll be back right after this.
The foundation. The foundation. The foundation.
For fast, reliable, and impactful printing services, look no further. Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life. We stand by our quality products that is second to none. Our affordable pricing and friendly, efficient staff makes Printmasters the ultimate choice for all your printing needs. We can deliver any type of printing services, from banners to booklets to business cards. You name it, we can print it.
Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302.
Missed the show? You can now listen to Guardian Radio talk shows anytime, anywhere on Spotify and YouTube by searching Guardian Radio 96.9 FM or by entering the name of your favorite show. You can also listen by logging on to GuardianTalkRadio.com and clicking on the podcast tab. Guardian Radio, continuing to provide you with fresh news and smart talk anywhere, anytime, all day.
The Grand Bahama News is available every Tuesday in the Nassau Guardian. You can buy your local paper at Freeport Convenience Stores, Western Bakery, DeGregory's Fine Foods, and Bellevue Gifts. Now is the time to reach your Grand Bahama Market with affordable packages, including print and digital. Call GB News Sales Dre at 822-6717 or message him on WhatsApp for ad rates. Classified ads are now available every Tuesday as well. Keep up with everything Grand Bahamian every Tuesday in the Nassau Guardian.
This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news, intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversation. 96.9 FM.
Foundation. Foundation. The foundation. The foundation. 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 The foundation. The foundation.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, 96.9 FM radio. Howard Grant in your company, The Foundation, live and in full effect on this beautiful Thursday. Grateful to be in your company, guys. I know that you are at Darryl Miller's funeral. I know that you guys are getting prepared to go to Phil Galanis' funeral tomorrow. I know there's a lot of things happening throughout the country. I want to be able to say rest in peace. May the souls of the faithful, through the mercy of God, rest in peace and rise in glory. I think that's important that we say that and let you know that we are still being able to keep those in a bereaved state in our hearts and in our prayers. that you continue to be able to go through what you're going through and to get on the other side with positivity. All right. So it's 1 o'clock and I'm grateful to be here with you guys. I got to be able to tell you about my good, decent people at Coco Plum Bistro. Coco Plum Bistro. We're going to be going down there, and Fridays is every Friday they do sort of a live karaoke. They call it Last Friday. So you can go down there. They have great drinks, great shots, great meals, and all these good stuff that's going to be happening. So they got something going on. You can ask for my good girl Chantel, 677-6776, 677-6776, or hit them up at opentable.com. They are, when you headed out west, right there on the Western Road as you're going towards Lyford Key, they're going to be on the northern side or the right-hand side. You can be able to see them in the Green Plaza. They can be able to take care of you. That's Coco Plum Bistro. Coco Plum Bistro. I always tell you about them. All right. Now, I told you that my good friend's going to be joining me in the studio today. Now, this could be 2 days in a row because tomorrow he's coming again. The conversation tomorrow is going to be a little bit different, nonetheless. But I said that he's going to be joining us tomorrow. But today he wanted to come and talk about some event that they're going to be having, and I want to be able to know about it. He started to tell me about it when we get on air. I'd like you to be able to come and talk to the entire nation about it and let them know exactly what you're going to be doing. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to be able to introduce you to none other than Ambassador Devin Rule.
Hello, Bahamas. Hello, Howard Grant. Thank you again for having me here.
Absolutely, my brother.
It's always an honor to be on air with you. I always take these opportunities very seriously. I don't think anybody should take light being able to speak to the nation over the airwaves. So I'm really honored to be here. And I also want to give my condolences to the family of Daryl Miller, who actually was the very first person to allow me to come on air on national radio many, many years ago. I had a full show with him, talking about some of the social ills of the country, and it was a powerful time. And I believe I may have even seen him the last day of his life because I passed his house, and he was outdoor, standing by the wall, just smiling, big Daryl Miller smile. And I was like, he was looking into nothingness. I hailed him big. I don't even know if he knew it was me he was hailing. And the next thing I heard, I think it was a day or two. He was gone. Yeah. Phil Galanis, I saw him recently too, some time back. Had a brief conversation with him. So I want to give condolences to his family as well. And to all who are in their hour of bereavement. The passing of significant people usually causes you to think for a moment about the reality that we are living to live again. We are just passing through. So I want to encourage you to hold on to God tightly, first of all, and hold on to your family. Cherish those persons who are around you. Don't treat them as though they're there forever. You never know when it's the last moment.
Yeah, and I like that. Tomorrow we're going to be able to have this kind of a conversation. It's going to be you and I. Well, Garth. Garth's going to be there also. So the three of us are going to be having a good conversation. We're going to talk about what's happening from a country's perspective, and also the implication that what this next general election in the United States of America can mean for us. So we're going to have a good conversation tomorrow. But talk to me about this now. You say you got something going on this evening at 6 p.m. this evening. Talk to me about that.
Yep. So this is year 14 of me hosting this event called The Unmasking. Every October 31st for 14 years, we have done an open air rally, is what I call it. It's a prayer and praise rally. And the first one we had, I called it, the subtitle of it was Unmasking the True Bahamian. And I was talking about and hinting with that year that we are truly at our core a people of faith, a God-loving people, a neighbor-loving people, a sharing people. I was trying to pull out the virtues that kind of gotten lost in modernity in terms of who the new Bahamian is. And a lot of people still what is evolving because we're not sharing the stories from the past of who we are. And so how we canvas it, we usually have a lot of worship, a lot of fine art. It's ministry, but fine art entertainment in terms of dance, drama, lots of singing. We have given out free food every year that we've done it. We've never received any sponsorship, never received any offerings at the event because this is our give back to the community. It's outreach. And also, we want our children to understand that every day belongs to God. And though we have fun in life, We ought not play around with the idea of giving a day to the devil. You give him an inch, he will take the rest of your life.
I like this. I like what you're saying. Don't even think but playing with the devil.
No, sir.
And putting on your little mask.
No.
And putting on your little things like this.
No, sir. No, sir.
But you know something, as I think about this, I just was having this conversation the other day as I got my haircut. I said, I can't remember a time where we as Bahamians in the community that I come from dressed up for Halloween. Like I can't where there was where we go out and trick or treat and all this kind of stuff like that.
Right.
We didn't do that.
Right.
Now we was a little bit wicked and mischievous on this day.
Indeed.
Let's just be very clear.
Indeed.
Like a week before we intend to be wicked. A week before we used to plant eggs.
Listen to me.
You remember these things? Come on, let's talk about it.
People think I went somewhere else, but I went to C.H. Reeves in Montelites. This day was torturous. You better be egg-proof as you walk to
egg-proof and sour. You forget the sour.
And sour.
And sour.
And some guys are really devious, and they threw rocks.
Oh, rocks?
Yeah, they threw rocks too.
The Montelites need to stop. Yeah.
They need to Eggs, rocks, sour. So on this day, you try to get home as quickly as possible.
But it's sort of an evolution right now. I see a lot of persons are really being able to celebrate this time, and they don't see anything wrong with it. They bring the goblins and the ghouls and this and that and all these things, and they dress it up, not knowing that this is a gateway, not knowing that we're opening ourselves to these things.
They're desensitized. They're desensitized because they think it's cute. We're just dressing up. We're just having fun. I'll be honest with you, Howard. One of the things that really motivated me to start the unmasking on this date was that I saw a lot of churches embracing.
That's crazy. Churches?
The celebration.
Now, I know they used to have like a little hallelujah night.
No,
but not necessarily Halloween.
These were not hallelujah nights. These were they literally said in the PR of it, Halloween. So
that's crazy.
When I saw that, I said,
these people who's open church that say Jesus Christ tell them they can open a church and have no understanding of nothing biblically.
I was talking to somebody yesterday, and I said it this way. I said, we have to appreciate, and I've accepted it. Many went, few were actually sent, and that's just part of the.
I could feel God calling me to be a. You know how much people in my lifetime says, "I think God calling you to be a pastor."
Yeah.
Because I speak well. I say I only speak well because my grandmother told me how to do this. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't do this. Like stop it.
Can I say this on Guardian?
Go ahead.
Most of the people who are really called to be pastors didn't want to do it.
Me? But I definitely don't want
to. But actually, you may qualify.
You need to stop. Well, I can run from it. I said, this is nothing. I don't want to do that.
They fought it. You know, I mean, because people
that's
think
a serious responsibility.
Howard,
that's not a game.
I've had so little sleep in the last 5-6 weeks. For example, on Sunday, the night before, up till 2-3 o'clock, then do service on Sunday. While in service, member gets called that mother is down real low. By the time the service is over, I'm greeting everybody. I hear the mother's dead. I leave, tell my wife and family I have to go to the hospital. I go to the hospital, their eyeballs out. I have to walk there and find something meaningful to say. I encourage them. I pray. While I'm praying, a man screams 2 beds down. His wife dies right in front of him. Family come there. I've never heard a man cry like that in all my life. And this gentleman, he has to be older than me. He looks like as though he was maybe about 60 years old. I leave the family I'm with. I go over there. I'm trying to console the unconsolable. By this time, with 8, 9, 10 family members come there, I said, do you have a pastor? Do somebody can call who's going to come? Because they could barely stand up. And they say, we don't have one. And so I stayed there with them for quite a while, prayed with them. And this was just a regular day. And this kind of stuff happens a lot in ministry. But I think we look at the celebrity so-called pastors out there, and we think it's so glamorous, whatever the case is. But this is a life of self-denial, a life of sacrifice, when you're doing it properly.
And your entire family has to understand that.
And your whole family is called into ministry, whether they want to or not.
Participate, whether or not they want to.
Yeah, whether they want to.
They
or
are
not.
part of it, whether or not they want to. You got to cook the sauce.
Yep.
You
Well,
got to cook the sauce.
You saw that? You saw my phone ringing just now? I'm sure that was my son calling me saying he needs a ride from practice. So and you have to manage your family while you do all of this, while you serve the world.
Yeah. But I'm glad that you have taken that these years to really being able to talk with you. And, you know, sometimes I am grateful to be able to come in contact with persons who have your type of spirit, right? You are humbled, you are poised, you're consistent in your presentation. And I love that, man. And I love the fact that you are open and brotherly. I love that. You know what I mean? So your posture and your position and your calling and to take up this cross to do this, I believe that the Father has called you to do this.
I'm humbled to hear you say that, sir. I give God all the glory. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I'm excited about it, man. Tell me about this unmasking now, because tonight I'm just trying to be able to figure out. I know my children ain't getting nowhere.
Right.
We've moved in a new area, so I hope ain't nobody come knocking on my door tonight.
But no,
I open it up and slap holy water on it.
You are in the kind of area where they do that, Howard.
You need to stop. You need to stop.
No, this you in the area now. Well, when they
trick or treat. Yeah, come here. Let me pray for you in the name of Jesus.
So when you know, it's crazy. Like, talking about being desensitized. This is commonly believed that the month of October during this time, that the veil between the spiritual and the carnal is that spirits can easily slip in and manifest, whatever the case is. Just last night, lady called me and told me, said she's seeing people in her house, meaning spirits. And I've gotten several calls. I've gotten people calling me from overseas, wanting to know if I can come pray for the house. I said, no, you need to pray for your own house. Get in a position with God.
I must come over to this different region with these different demons. You need different principalities and power. I deal with the Bahamian demons, okay? You need to...
I know this isn't Bible study, but I'll give people the scripture to go look at whenever you have a time. 2 Corinthians 4:18. It says that the things that are unreal are more real than the things that are seen.
I can tell you that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And so with that kind of reality,
people call me crazy though. I've been seeing demons from I was a child, from I was a little boy. I told you that.
Yeah, you did. You have eyes that see.
I told you that. People think I'm crazy. I just keep it to myself.
You'll be amazed the amount of people listening to us right now who have that same ability.
Of course they know.
Yeah. Well, that same ability.
Of course.
One time I went to school and I talked about, I said, have any of you ever had an experience where you were sleeping and it felt like somebody came and started choking you, but you didn't see anybody? Almost every hand went up. So I immediately shifted my presentation in talking about the reality of the spirit realm and what you need to do to be protected.
I like this.
You need a relationship with God.
I like this.
Fortunately, if you understand the Bible properly, all of us human beings are actually spirits. Mm-hmm. We are spirits, which means we are legitimate, we are legal. Any spirit here without a body is illegal.
That's it.
When you have your relationship, you know who you are in God, you take authority over those kinds of realities. But so that's...
You know what's crazy? Mm-hmm. I can get deep with you for 2 seconds.
You get deeper than this?
I can get deep with you just for 2 seconds, and then we coming right back to talk about unmasking. Let's be decent.
Go ahead.
People don't understand the principle associated with the fact that there is a legal realm. We are legally here because we possess a body.
Yes, sir.
You can't be here without the possession of a body.
Right.
Okay. But spirits are here in a different realm, but the only way you could access them is to open up a gate for them to get here.
Open up a gate.
Even Jesus Christ, when you say, Father, come into my heart.
Yes, sir.
That is an entrance.
You give it him permission.
Just you have to give him permission.
Thank you very much.
People, the principle is still work the same different way.
So it's crazy. Even don't attack me until you hear the whole point. Even God, because of how He's set up this realm, requires permission for Him to come in and function. Because think about it. If He's God and He controls everything, why didn't He simply stop Eve and Adam from eating the forbidden fruit? Because prior to them eating that forbidden fruit, He had already given them dominion, Genesis 1:26, which means legal authority for dominion in the earth. He says, the heaven is where I'll reside in the heaven, earth is my footstool, but I'm putting you down there to be the managers. If you do foolishness, then just be advised, there is another entity that's not me who will come in and wreak havoc if you throw away your authority to him. Mm-hmm. See, this is why knowledge is power. You need to have an understanding of this, and if we do, I believe more people would run into a relationship with God very quick.
But I think a lot of persons, they have, especially for us here in the Bahamas, we're a very quiet nation. We came from, if you look at from a historic standpoint, we came from a space where spirituality existed. This entire nation, from the Taino Indians, from the Lucayan Indians, is charged with this. We
were always a spiritual people.
Our soil is charged with this.
Yes, I like
Our
that.
soil and atmosphere is charged with this.
I like that.
And then with the introduction of Africans into this space with different spirits.
Another dimension.
People don't understand that this is, our environment is charged with this.
Yes.
You'd hear people from Andres say things like the Chicchani.
Yep.
Right? And then we call it a folklore and don't understand that because of the serenity that exists in this space and the connection that a lot of these people have to the spirit realm, they see some things that we don't see.
My father, who just passed away 2 years now, he would always tell a story in Andres, by the way. You call Andres, Mangrove Key. And he said he would be walking with Papa, and Papa would be saying, "Good afternoon, sir. Good evening." Walking home, and Daddy said he would see nobody.
Papa see people.
But Papa see people.
Where did Papa die after that?
Papa died in 1975. But
do you know,
he had the ability somehow to see into the spirit realm, apparently consistently.
The entire time? That's crazy.
It was so often, they said. They said
That's
he would always do it.
That's
He'd
crazy.
always do it.
That's crazy. I won't get deep with you for 2 seconds, then I got to take this break.
Go ahead.
I keep getting deep. I don't know why you do this to me.
Why
you do this to me?
I do this to you?
Why you do this to me?
You know?
My mother didn't give us natural. I wasn't born naturally. I wasn't born naturally. Okay?
Right.
I'm the first son. And she labored with me for 52 hours. She keep telling me, right? Anytime I have a little attitude with her, oh, Jesus, boy, I was with you. She tells me, listen to me.
She reminds you.
If I ask her for something, if she asks me for something and I say, no, Mommy, I'm not going to do that, then she starts to sing, for the 9 months I carried you. No charge. I said, listen to me.
That song was so difficult.
She need to stop, right? But she said to me that I did, and none of my brothers and sisters, all of us came to the same canal, the same way, right?
Right.
So the doctor would start to say, oh, this one had the cord around his neck, this one had these particular things. And when I came forth, my grandmother, they put black clothes on me. I told you this. They put black clothes all over me. And a black something on my wrist or something like that. From when I was a child, I say I would cry and I would see things as a baby. I don't know this as a baby, right? But as I grew, my father and my mother always was charged with the idea, okay, that this boy can see some things that we can't see, and which was true.
Right.
Which was true.
Right.
I stopped talking about it because they got scared. But I see this all night. I stopped talking about these particular things. And so people don't understand that there is a realm that exists in this life, that because you're occupied with your cell phone, because you're occupied with your music, because you're occupied, and this is truly distraction.
Yes.
All this is a distraction from you to understand that there is a realm out here. And if you pay attention to it, you would have to align yourself with what is positive, what is light. Because there is a very clear thing that's either light or dark.
It's very important. It's very important, and so I'm glad you went there. So, Howard, you have so much information. Sometimes I feel like I
just try not to share everything. People might think I'm crazy.
I don't need to be here.
Hey,
but,
silence for me. I'm just going to the radio station get Howard.
But let me say this, because somebody's probably listening out there and saying, well, I see things too, and it frightens me. If you have the ability to very often see into the next realm, minister, is you need to pray, make sure you have a relationship with God, and then begin to inquire.
Say what you're saying.
Why am I being allowed to see into
because
the
if
next
you leave it like
dimension? You don't want to leave it like that, because what could?
Ooh, you're getting preachy.
This is crazy. I was trying to figure why was I having this conversation.
You're getting preachy.
I was having this conversation last night. And I literally said, you must ask yourself the question, why am I being allowed to see in the next realm? Because you want clarity on that quickly, because here's what you don't want to have happen. You don't want the next realm to begin to engage with you.
Watch me. The gift still comes without repentance.
The gift is without repentance, yeah.
The gift still comes without repentance. If you are a seer, you could become a psychic. If you don't align yourself, Oh, see, I just get preaching. I just gotta calm down.
This is where I was about to go
I gotta
because
calm down.
because the same abilities that the prophet is using is that which the psychic is using.
Yes.
It is just that now one glorifies self, the other glorifies God.
That's it.
And in some cases you have a mixture where who you think is a prophet is really a prophet, they're really a psychic because they have not submitted their lives to God. So they can see into the next realm, they can tell you some things, but because it is not a direct control, will be contamination. And this is where you usually get in trouble and get very confused. How we get here today? I didn't know he was going to go this deep.
You unmasking the thing. You just unmask it and stop it, right?
You can get confused because you're like, how is that person not holy or godly when they saw so accurately? Because the gift is without repentance. And this is why you need a relationship so that you can discern accurately from which source is that information coming from.
Let me take a quick commercial break, ladies and gentlemen. When we get back, we're going to find out more about the unmasking right now, celebrating 14 years of being able to do that. We're going to talk about it and find out more where we can get there, how can we participate, what we're going to be talking about tonight with none other than Ambassador Devin Rule. Quick break. We're going to be right back after this.
The foundation.
The Foundation with Howard Grant. We'll be back right after this.
The foundation.
Honey barbecue, sweet and spicy, all new.
Signature hot wings.
What's your flavor?
Roasted garlic parmesan, tastes so good, chicken.
Ghost pepper
Wings. Now available in
Popeyes.
NASA, are you ready for November 2nd? Because we are ready!
Hi, this is KB, and I will be performing live.
Break and Scrape Explosion Reloaded!
This is the one and only Fan John letting y'all know that yours truly will be performing.
Oh yeah, this your boy D-Mac, and I'll be performing live.
Keep the vibe alive, Music Group and Alpha Sounds Promotion invites you to the biggest Rake and Scrape concert of the year.
And you thought they was gonna leave me out?
Saturday, November 2nd at Super Club Breezes Ground.
It's me, Mama D.
This is Wilfred Solomon.
Yo, it's your boy Ron.
It's your boy Elliot from the New Breed Band.
The biggest artist of the 242.
It's your boy Shine 242.
Hey, it's Sherrod Taylor.
It's your boy Johnny K. Falcon Show guy. This is your boy DJ Ref.
It's me now, Funky D. This is your girl Nishi Out-Ass, a.k.a. Miss Loose Me.
Hey there, this is Freak on Beat.
Hey, this is Chido D, and I will be performing live.
Hey, it's me, Julian Belize.
Tickets available at the Beauty Shack and BahamasEtickets.com. The countdown is on. Rake and Scrape Explosion. Best of the best.
Get ready for an exciting October. Join us for a fun-filled week of the community spirit and celebration. Kicking things off October 17th, the Family Feud Night at Anethol Rogers High School at 6 p.m. Bring your family and compete for some fantastic prizes. Then you don't want to miss the Golden Oldies and Old School Dance Friday, October 25th, 8 p.m. happening at the Ministry of Public Service and Ministry of Health Veranda and Lower Terrace. Let's groove to the classics. Ready for some friendly competition? Join us for the Softball Jamboree on Saturday, October 26th and Saturday, November 2nd, starting at 9 a.m. at the Blue Hills Sporting Complex. On Sunday, October 27th, join us for a meaningful church service at Bahamas Harvest JFK, 11 a.m. And then, of course, we're going to honor our retirees Monday, October 28th at 10 a.m. for the retirees recognition ceremony and reception at Government House. Curious about your future? You don't want to miss the career fair on Tuesday the 29th and Wednesday the 30th at the Kendall GL Isaacs Gymnasium. Ah boy, we can't forget the float parade. November 1st, departing at 9 a.m. from Arawaki. Show your colors with us. This is National Public Service Week 2024.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Foundation. Foundation. The foundation.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, 96.9 FM radio. Howard Grant and your company, the Foundation, live and in full effect. We're here sitting with none other than Ambassador Devin Rowe on October 31st, talking to us about the 14th year that they're celebrating and really being able to commemorate and identify the fact that we're looking at October 31st Day as the day of the unmasking. The unmasking. Where's it going to be held tonight?
It's going to be held on Chapel on the Hill. That's on the formerly Howell Road, now Tonic Williams Darling Highway, just to the west of Original Patties. Everybody knows where Original Patties is. That big green space, just one property down, is where we will be tonight. At 6 p.m., the old City Markets ground, which is now converted into a electric car lot, but we're going to do a brief march from there to the Chapel Hills grounds. And on that front lawn is where we're going to have this open air rally and praise. It's going to be incredible. We have 3 major dance teams that are going to be dancing tonight. Of course, the KDC worship team is going to open up. And intermittently, we have very brief speakers coming and making declarations and prayers for about 5 minutes. And the theme of tonight, which I honestly just got literally days ago, about 10 days ago, I said to my assistant, you know what, I'm going to subtitle this year's Unmasking, The Cry for Our Nation's Sons. I was trying for weeks to find a theme, didn't have it. And literally days before this onslaught of horrendous murders, God says to me, cry for our nation's sons. And so when I saw what happened this past week, and I'm so saddened to even repeat it, about hearing 3 lives lost again by murder. And I just found out last night that one of my members was actually 2 houses down from where it happened and was about to go outside to wash a car, but didn't go. I think it was the Holy Spirit blocking them from going outside. I didn't even know it at the time. And so I'm saying, okay, God wants us to take more seriously the lives of our young people that are being lost. Our sons are being killed day in, day out. And now, talking about desensitization again, we don't even think that much about it. Literally, people get up and say, anybody die last night? It's conversation over coffee. But we don't realize somebody's father, somebody's brother, somebody's son just died. The provider of a home just died. And it's horrible. We're too small to have this level of carnage on our streets. Sorry, you go ahead.
No. For the past 2 nights, I have laid in my bed after prayer, and I kind of pray until I drift off to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know how to pray for the soul of a brother that is lost. And it really hurt my heart to see my friend die, Alan Pratt. This is the guy who, with the brother-in-laws.
You know him.
This is my carpenter. He listen to me. He gave me some, and since he gone, I can tell everybody. He gave me some angelfish and parrotfish. He's from Long Island.
Right.
The best fish in the world. Jesus, I never tasted something so good like this in my life. I couldn't believe it. And then he said, how would I get some barracuda? He was some. I said, sir, poison me. Let's go. Let's go poison me. Because he could, listen to me. This man could season the thing, eh?
He can season.
Woo! And then I go on by him one day. I want him to do some work for me. He said, well, I'm busy right now. He digging a pit. They just get a hog. They didn't kill the hog. He got the roast outside. This is who he is.
When he's finding time to do
this man, listen to me. You don't go like the fast food and all these things like that. Everyone comes to him. They sit down in the yard right there by the church. Right there.
This is a great loss.
This man is such a friend. You don't have no idea. You have no idea how this hurt me.
This is a great loss.
And so many people knows him and knows his heart. He's such a giver.
Yeah.
He's such a giver. Right? And he's gone. And I'm just asking myself, Lord, what happened in our nation? What did we open ourselves to that death seeks to walk up and down and snuff our children, the next generation, the next dispensation out?
Can I say this? We, as a modern former fishing village, we have sacrificed relationship for material gain. And that is vertically and horizontally. We've sacrificed our passion for God, and we've thereon sacrificed our passion for one another. We thought it. See, we took for granted when we had Bahamas. Everybody on a Saturday or Sunday dressing up and going to church. Everybody on the weekend cleaning the yard and exchanging food items, sharing, laughing, loving one another. All of these things that we pay money for now in terms of these scooters and stuff, we used to spend time building them with a little scrap wood and having throwing our top and marbles in the road. We had relationship. That has dissipated. And so now people like, I have difficulty killing a lizard. Not that I can't kill it, but it's like
we used to catch them.
But that's what I'm saying. But like, it isn't natural for me to just go killing stuff in the yard.
No.
People are coming to kill you, and they want to make sure you're dead. Are we hearing this? This is not normal.
You know, the Minister of National Security said very flippant and monotone the other day. The delivery was, as a matter of fact, he said, and we're raising murderers. We're raising murderers, and I kind of surmise what he says because I know it's not verbatim. But he says that we as a nation are raising murderers. That we as a nation, and that it says to me as I dissected that this is a conscious position that we've taken. That we acknowledge the fact that someone in here can be a murderer. And if we start to do the statistics and we identify out of the class of 30 that statistically, if we break the numbers down, 3 people out of here, 4 people out of here can be murderers, you know? And then we could start to break that down based upon what we've seen over the past 20 years in our country, right? And it's such a sad thing to be able to look at the fresh potential of a young person and already relegate them to a state where you can either be a murderer, you can be a prostitute, you can be a junso. This is crazy that this is the evolution of our society. It can't be.
Without fail, it has already been proven here, and there's also, I've heard somebody give statistics in America, that up to 90% of every male who commits a murder and everyone at the end of the murderous weapon has no father or father figure in their life. We seriously have a male problem. And we're buying into this liberal, in some cases, feministic agenda, what is seeking to make the male presence in the... I'm sorry.
This is for tomorrow.
Making the male presence irrelevant in the home. But the truth of the matter is, when I feel the presence of God, I know I'm on the air, I'm a secular show, but I feel God's presence here. When you move his presence out of the life of the child, this is a huge contributing factor to criminals.
I believe that 100%. Yeah. But you know something? You said we're losing males. I think we've always had male presence. If we start to look statistically and look at those numbers dwindling, we start to look at the numbers the other day and identify that there is a conscious, deliberate effort not to get married. We could talk about that.
Yes.
People have taken, they are deliberately indicating that they're not getting married.
Yep.
We've seen a significant decrease as it relates to births in our country, right? And I don't know whether or not persons are considering the fact that this is just not Bahamians being born, but there are other persons from other countries coming here and being born.
Yes.
Because despite the fact that we're not seeing Bahamians give birth, we're still seeing the nurses union indicate that we need to get our overtime. We're still seeing that. Well, that's just, hold on, wait. What y'all doing in here? What y'all doing? Ain't nobody giving birth and things like that. What y'all doing on here, right? Somebody giving birth.
Somebody giving birth.
Yeah. And you still go on prenatal days. I think it's Wednesday, and the family violence, it was Wednesday, right? I don't know what it is here in Nassau, but the truth is that you go in there and the place hot. Yeah. You can't even breathe in there.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. That's how much people in there.
Yeah.
And then you look around and you realize that some of these faces aren't our faces. They aren't familiar. They aren't.
Correct.
They are. And no matter how old you are, you can the resemblance of somebody you've been to school with. And
yeah.
Oh my God! I think I know your mother.
Yeah.
That doesn't exist no more.
No, that's shifting, and it's quietly shifting. I tell you, one time I went to one of the stores out west on a weekend, and I tell you no lie, in about 4 aisles, I heard no English. And the language I was hearing, it's going to shock you, was not Creole.
I know.
Okay.
No, hold on. See, let me say this to you. And I think our people has a tendency to detach themselves from what's happening regionally. If it's not happening directly in the United States of America, it doesn't necessarily bother us.
Right.
If it's not on MSNBC, if it's not on CNN, if it's not on Fox, it don't matter in life. Right.
No matter.
Nobody watching Al Jazeera. And ain't nobody watching Caribbean news. This don't matter.
Right.
If these three major networks are not talking about this. So let's shoot straight. Now, I started to talk last week about when we saw this decrease, and I just mentioned it at the top of the show. And I said, I want to read this. In 2000, when I moved to Cuba, I lived in Cuba for a year. In 2000, when I moved to Cuba, the population was 11.9 million people. 11.9 million people. I just read an article last week, just after we've seen Cuba had blackout. It was 100% blackout for the entire island. Right. And then, in the midst of me looking at this blackout and finding out information, because I get my information from different sources,
right?
They actually started to talk about how there has been a mass exodus from Cuba, that almost 3 million people have left Cuba.
That's a lot.
Listen to me.
That's
the population in Cuba now is 8-some million people. And this ain't from death. This ain't, Cuba don't have no violence the way that we see throughout the Caribbean and Jamaica and so forth and so on. You don't do that in Cuba. You don't come in Cuba and play games. But people have been moving. The article indicated that people are moving from Cuba to Nicaragua. But I keep trying to explain, people, please believe me. You all have already shown the Cuban people how we have. Oh, Bahamians say you have money. They come in here.
They come in my booth and play.
This is what I'm saying to you. When you go into the food stores, the tribulation that exists in Venezuela has visited, and it exists in our space. The fact that you've seen exodus out of Cuba, they are now coming into our space. Now you're going to see the resurgence of the Taino Indians and the Lucayans right here. Praise God.
Where are you going?
I am saying to you that if we don't take a deliberate approach,
indeed,
spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally, to be able to reclaim our space, we will lose it.
Yes.
Let me get back down.
I agree.
We can talk a little bit more about these things tomorrow. We're going to expand upon that. Quick break. Going to be right back after this.
The Foundation. The Foundation. We'll be back right after this.
The Foundation.
Do you have uncontrollable debt? Are you ready to make that move to Fidelity for a stress-free future? These loans have a built-in savings plan that pays you unbeatable interest. Ask about our debt consolidation loans today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
The Whopper with cheese at Burger King Nassau has never tasted so good. It's made with 100% flame grilled beef that's juicier, topped with fresh ingredients as usual, and even fluffier buns. Get a regular Whopper with cheese combo for only $9, including that, and enjoy a Whopper that's bigger, better, and tastier. The only place to get your Whopper with cheese combo is at Burger King Nassau, where it's grill time anytime.
Shop and save this fall with deals made especially just for you. Prices too low to last. Don't miss a chance to save big with BWF's 2-day mega blowout clearance and tent sale. Up to 50% off. Discounts galore. 2 days only. Save big on everything. Friday, November 1st and tent sale Saturday, November the 2nd. 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. Savings include appliances, ductless AC units, generators, compressors, and water pumps, automotive supplies and accessories, lawn and garden supplies, power tools, kitchen and outdoor cooking supplies, barbecue grills, household supplies, floral decor, junk canoe and craft supplies, Christmas supplies, toys, and so much more. BWF. We're more than just our name. Number 13 Woolton Street. Phone 394-0004-6. Check us out on Facebook. We ship to the Family Islands.
Did you know the city of Nassau started with Christ Church Cathedral?
The Christchurch Cathedral Street Festival is happening on George Street this Saturday, November 2nd. It's a day packed with fun for the whole family, celebrating the birth of the city of Nassau.
From delicious local food vendors to the vibrant songs of Jump Canoe Parade, plus live performances by the Defense Force Band, the Police Pop Band. We've got something for everyone. Bring the kids to the kiddie corner. Explore Nassau's rich history with walking tours.
And don't miss your chance to win big in our exciting raffle.
Mark your calendar. It all happens Saturday, November the 2nd from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m.
The Christchurch Cathedral Street Festival. Nassau starts here, so see you there.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Foundation. Foundation. The foundation. Foundation.
And we are back in the last few minutes, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about the unmasking tonight, talking with my very good friend, Ambassador Devin Rowe, talking to us about the unmasking tonight. It's going to be happening at 6 p.m. on the Chapel on the Hill. 6 p.m. The Chapel on the Hill is on the southern side of Nassau, right there. Just as you go to Original Patties by the EV lot, you're going to walk all the way up. They're going to be doing a march this evening. This is exciting, right? So they're going to be doing a march. Does the march start at 6 p.m.?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, 6:10.
All right.
Yeah.
So we're walking all the way up there. From there, I'm sure that you're going to be dancing and praying and talking and being able to do that, right? And then when you get there, you're going to say you have 3 dance teams. You're going to be brief speakers talking about those particular things. And your focus this year is going to be the cry for our nation's son.
Yes, sir.
The cry for our nation's son. Somebody just texted me and asked me, will this event be streamed? No, you can't.
We want you to come. Come, please.
Okay,
come.
Next year you got to figure this out.
We can't stream it. I last year I streamed portions of it, but I really wanted the people to come. I don't want them to stay home. I want them to come out and be a part of it. So pray, and we may stream some of it tonight. We in terms of the artists as well, we also have Iman, great gospel hip hop artist, going to be there tonight. DJ Counselor, Pastor Corey Rule, he's going to be there as well. And for me, the highlight of tonight is we want to pray for our sons. If you have a child at home who doesn't have a father figure or male mentor in his life, I'm asking you to bring them. If you have a father, uncle, or brother, somebody's there that is not spiritually engaged at all, try to bring them as well. And I also, this dropped in my spirit, if you have a child that has never been christened, I'm amazed that a lot of people now coming to me with their 12 and 13-year-old children, sons included, and saying, would you christen my child? And I'm like, you didn't christen them all these years? But there's a lot of people who are not, because
they don't understand the value associated in it.
And
many of them mean nobody do it for them either.
And right in front of our eyes, while our eyes are wide shut, we have now grown a large population that's unchurched. Unchurched. I'm in the schools. I was in the schools for the last 20 years, assisting one way or the other, assembly or doing certain programs, and entire classrooms back to back have no one who goes to church. I could call names of schools where I did this inquiry. And sometimes now teachers call me and say, Pastor, you won't believe this. These children don't know the name of a church, don't have a pastor. So we have a lot.
You want me to get deep with you right now?
Go ahead.
I only got a couple of minutes before I get deep. But the church has not been churched in many instances. It is not this sort of an idea of perpetuation about the prosperity message,
right?
But being able to give you a very clear path of where God has called you to be, to speak to you and awaken the potential that God has given you and the gifts that God has given you. These pastors, many of them only carry the title, but they don't carry the heart for this. And so if parents see that, there is no need. Too many times we hear stories about my child get raped. The pastor do this. My child, man, listen, these are real stories that we're hearing. So everyone needs to check themselves. I just want to be decent as I say this. Everyone needs to check themselves. It ain't just about that.
Everyone needs to check themselves. Yeah.
The churches and the parishioners.
Yeah.
All of us need to check ourselves and understand where we were called to. We've forgotten. I think so much of us are pursuing money. A lot of these children have not gone to school because mommy working on Sunday. She got to work an extra job.
And true.
The daddy ain't
True.
never been home. He probably lock up.
True.
Right? And this ain't everyone, but so many persons are pursuing acquisition. So many persons are pursuing stuff. So many persons in our society are just trying to stay afloat and survive. The church has, in many instances, forgotten that they have to bridge that gap. They have to step in. They have to create daycare. They have to create a space for our elderly parents, because our Grammy used to watch our children one time and take them to church. Now your Grammy only 10 years older than you. I just want to be decent. I just want to be decent as I say this. Anyway,
if this is your attempt to be decent, please don't ever be indecent.
I don't want to be indecent.
So, you highlight some great points there, Howard. Like you said powerfully, the church needs to be church. And I interpret that we need some senior statesmen in the body of Christ to really grab hold of some of the ones who are going in the wrong direction and point them in the right direction. But back to the unmasking, tonight we want to pray for sons. If your child has never been christened, if your child doesn't have a male mentor in their life, please bring them. We want to pray with them. And
your boy or girl child.
Your boy or girl child. Bring your child so that we can say a quick prayer. And the idea of tonight is not going to be long either. It's 6 o'clock is our march from the EV car park to the chapel grounds in front of the church in the grass area. 6:30 we launch with the rally and prayer, praise, worship, dance, drama. The drama is going to be a beautiful thing to see as well. Our intent is to be done by 8:30. So don't come late, come early. We want to be there between 6 and 8:30 and then let everybody go home and prepare for tomorrow.
Guys, I need you to understand something. Christening is just not a religious ceremony. It's acknowledgement. We started the conversation off like this. Yeah. It is acknowledgement and dedication.
Yes, sir. To God.
To God.
Yes, sir.
Let's just be very clear.
Yes, sir.
When so I can touch this before we go. When there is abortion,
right,
that is the acknowledgement, whether you see it or not, and dedication to Moloch.
Yeah.
People don't know this.
That's a full conversation.
People don't know this.
That's a full conversation.
People don't know this.
And many grown people right now have that spirit operating freely in their lives and wondering why nothing goes right.
Yeah, because my body, my choice.
Yeah, right.
But that is an Aleister Crowley posture and position. Do what thou will.
You've been studying some stuff there.
Of course, this is what it is too.
And that name opened a demonic portal that's still having effect in this world today.
Okay, then talk to me.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a deeper conversation tomorrow. My good friend, he's going to join me with Garth Roseborough. So I'm going to have Ambassador Devin Rowe and Garth Roseborough tomorrow on Friday as we dive into this and we talk about America. You'll ask me about the elections. You asked me about Donald Trump. You asked me about Kamala